Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Customer Success Sutras. Today we have three eminent panelists, right from an industry veteran to a startup. With this expert panel, we are set out to build a series of episodes where we are going to talk about all the aspects of customer success experts and customer success management journey, right from the essential skills to a thoroughbred professional who needs to understand how to build his own customer success team. For the first episode, we're going to start with the top 7 skills that every customer success manager should know. Before we go to that, let's quickly do a round of introduction. Shankar.
Yeah, thanks, Anup. My name is Shankar Sahai, and I started my career as a technologist, but lately I've been working as in the field of customer success, and I've headed multiple customer success and delivery organizations in the past. And I'm happy to be here along with the rest of the esteemed panel.
Thank you so much, Shankar. Prashant, if you could give a quick.
Yep, sure. So I have worked for around 15, 16 years, part of multinational product companies and very successful startups. And at the moment, part of a cloud product company, and happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Prashant. Vinod, if you can just take a couple of minutes to give a quick intro.
Great. Thanks, Anup. So my name is Vinod Verma. So I'm co-founder of Sager AI. So we help customer success teams in B2B companies to drive customer outcomes. Before this, I have been a data scientist working in analytics functions in companies, helping on the customer intelligence and driving outcomes. I'm happy to discuss more with you guys.
Thank you, all three of you for being a part of this panel discussion. I am Anup Gila. I'll be the moderator for this conversation. Quickly, without any delay, let's quickly jump into the topic. Today, we're going to talk about 7 key essential skills or qualities that a successful customer success manager should have. Shankar, if you would like to start off.
Yeah, thanks, Anup. So actually, I would like to start off with one of the more controversial skills, in my opinion, which is the requirement for technical skills in a CSM. And this is a topic that has been discussed back and forth over the years, and is still an ongoing topic. And I'll be honest, with my audience and with the panel, I've flip-flopped on this myself a couple of times in the past. But lately, I've been thinking that for any SaaS-based company where most of the CSMs work, having technical skills is absolutely essential part of the job. Not to fix code or write write new product requirements, but to be able to understand a problem if reported by a customer, or to explain a workaround or solution to a customer for a technical problem. So either way you look at it, you need to have a good amount of technical skills to make you credible as a CSM.
That's great. That's a great point. Because now you've mentioned technical skills as something that every CSM should have. Vinod, how do you see it being an entrepreneur within the tech product space? How do you see technical skills? Is it really important, or is it a tool that is going to enhance one's own ability to improve on the customer success management role?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with Shankar. I mean, as important as soft skills for CSM, technical skills are also are very important these days to drive and solve problems, right? So the ability to understand the customer data and analyzing that, and even monitoring like what is actually happening with each and every of my accounts, right? So in order to do that, like they need to know some tools and technologies and how to use them on a day-to-day basis, and some important tools, right, like which have to be on their fingertips, like to triage any issues on the fly and help solve the customer issues. But having said that, like, so there are some tools, the CS, entire CS professionals are like actually like using to do their work on a day-to-day basis. I mean, I'm like we could dive into that in more details later.
Thank you, Vinod. Now, Just a quick extension to this topic, because technical skills and tools and analytics is something that is very important in building up a entire project and running the project end to end. Prashant, I would like to throw that question to you. Being a project manager professional for the last 15 years, what are your views in terms of 7 skills or must-have skills that every customer success manager should have?
Well, I would like to add two important skills here. The first one is going to be definitely emotional intelligence. As we work with people, customers are people. They are working. They are professionals. They have goals. They have their internal KPIs. We need to be cognizant about the fact that they want your product or service for a purpose. They want your product and service to solve their problems internally. So we need to connect with customers at a personal level. Or for a better way to say is at an emotional level. The customers may be at very high urgency at times, or customers may be having less time, or customers may not be joining your calls all the time. But the customer definitely looks forward to you for being proactive and then getting them insights on what your product and service can do. So emotional intelligence helps us being self-aware, being aware about the situation, and doing the right thing for the customer. Having the right empathy enables the customer to open up more, talk more about it, about their problems, what they're facing with the product service, or whatever they have as an obstacle inside their internal thing. And just to top it off, I'll take the moment to add. And the other thing is the project management skills. So the customers buy our product, so they have to get it implemented. And implementation is all about timelines, right? So customer buys it today because we will be billing the customer for an year or for maybe a month. So this time is money for the customer. So being aware that, hey, in this much time, I'm going to meet this milestone for you, and I commit, and I, as a customer success manager, I'm going to work internally with different team members and then get you all what is required at this milestone. So milestone tracking, making sure the quality of the work which is delivered is in time and as per their expectations. So, and I can talk a lot about it, but I will roll it back to you, Anup, and we can switch gears for the other items.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Prashant, for those 2 pointers. Before I move to the next pointers, I'd quickly like to take the panel's opinions on these 2 points made. One is more in terms of emotional intelligence. If anyone of you would like to add to that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in real quick, Anup. So a couple of sub points to add to what was said earlier about project management and about emotional intelligence. One of the things on the point of project management skills is that CSMs are kind of like the project management of last resort. Because anything, anywhere in the organization, extended organization, whether it's the fix in the product team or some DevOps issue in the delivery side of things or anything of that nature, customer is going to look to the CSM to deliver that project on time. And unfortunately, CSMs don't get to blame, quote unquote, somebody else for why something is slipping. And so it's incumbent upon a CSM to project manage a project, whether they are responsible for it or not, even there is a project manager assigned to it or not, they just have to, because their credibility is always on the line. And on the topic of emotional intelligence, like Prashant said, I mean, emotional part of an interaction relationship is just as or even more important than the problem solving, solutioning part of the relationship. And I think many times a lot of escalations that I've seen in the past happen because a CSM was more focused to try and get to the solutioning portion of the conversation rather than the emotional part of the conversation. And you cannot skip one and just jump to the part you want to do. So I think having that emotional intelligence to know how long to spend, listening to the customer, talking about their emotional state as they are facing a problem or challenges they are facing with the product is very important. And I think good CSMs become great CSMs when they exhibit empathy and high levels of emotional intelligence.
Yeah,
Thanks,
great.
thanks, Shankar. That's a great point that you mentioned while you were trying to share your views. One is in terms of how one should be able to communicate effectively with the customer. One should be able to, while being empathetic, should also understand what are the key metrics that the customer wants to hear, apart from the solution or your own product itself. What is it that you can add more value? What is it that you can take to the table and make your customer feel aware that this is something that you can add value to their life? That's a really great point. Uh, just building on that particular point, there's something that this adds up to, right? How one is able to communicate their product better, their own product that they are trying to sell or that they are going to be a customer success manager for. So what are your guys' views on that? So how important is it for a customer success manager to know this product inside out, or
Well,
is it the
yep,
job of a salesperson to know the product better, go and do the sale, and then the customer success manager services it?
yep,
What do you guys think?
I'll take that one. So you must know, as a customer success manager, one should know more than the customer, apart from just being aware on the product. So that not only counts that how to use the product, but in different situations, how to get value of that product. Like it's not just like, hey, these are 4 buttons, one by one you click, and this is how you do the thing. Because customer may learn that from somewhere else, but how can he get value out of it? When to use that thing? Like, it should be used at what time? If for instance, if you are selling some security software, then we need to coach the customer rightly that, hey, if you are under an attack, then this is the time you use these features. And if you are not in an attack, these are the features you can learn and get more out of this tool. Just an example. And products are evolving. Customer needs more features and functionality. So knowing our features also helps the internal product teams. So customer success manager, if he knows what all a product can do and what all a product cannot do, these both items are helpful for the overall organization and for the ecosystem.
That's great. Shankar and Vinod, would you like to add something to that?
Yeah, to add to Prashant's point, right? I mean, so any product is always evolving. Like, new features are coming in, some features are going out if they are not getting used. Like, it's a continuous cycle, right? So I mean, companies send product updates to customers most of the time, but sending these product updates to CS managers is also very important, right? Like, so how many times, like, you get a product update, like, you don't even fully read, right, as a customer. So, but for CSM, it is a must. Like, they have to get updated on each and every new features which gets rolled out on a platform, and being able to trained on them and communicate to customer on, okay, what this feature could solve a customer problem in a certain way is like very important. And having on top of all of those features is also very crucial part for a CSM in their day-to-day job.
So just, I agree with what Vinod said. Just the only thing that CSMs do need to be aware of is misrepresenting a feature. If in doubt, leave it to the experts, because the worst thing is that you set expectations in a certain way. It's very, very, very difficult to reset the expectations. So like, in the example of the security software, if you say, well, oh, it's already been updated to stop this virus or whatever it is, and actually it's only working for a certain signature of the virus or something, but not for something else, and then it becomes really hard. So I mean, I would say that CSMs need to be sure about the features that they can talk about, but if they are not 100%, they should probably just either find out about it and then talk to the customer, or have somebody who can talk about it. As Vinod said, the features are a continuously evolving aspect of any SaaS product.
Very well put. I think this is one skill that spans across the roles, be it a customer success manager, sales, marketing, irrespective. Yeah. If you're in doubt and if you're not sure whether if you're able to deliver something or not, always go back, check with the experts, and kind of come back and let them know what's the right way to look about it. Sure. till now, all the points that we have discussed were more in terms of at an individual point of view, how an individual customer success manager needs to build his technical skills, need to build his communication, have good project management skills, have that communication. So how is it working as a customer success team important? Is it a kind of a team role or is it an individual contribution kind of a role? How do you guys see it?
So, Anup, the great point. I mean, I think in my experience, the role of a team sometimes gets neglected almost because there are some superstar CSMs who can do so much, and then a lot of the other executives from the other product or other areas feel that every CSM needs to be at that level. But the truth is that there are some junior members of the team, there are some senior members, some are from the industry, some are new. So you are never going to have this situation where all CSMs are rock stars and can just function. And this is where the team, being a team player, becomes very important. And being able to use the team in an effective fashion where you can get the help, the kind of help you need without having to go across to some other team and disrupt their workflow. And I think the team can gel together and fill in the gaps and make the whole team the sum of the parts, as they say, right? The cliche goes. So it's kind of like that. So I think being a good team player is a very understated and ignored skill, but I think a very important skill that every CSM should aspire to have.
That's great. Yeah. That's a great point, Shankar. So before I quickly summarize all our points we've discussed, I would like to open the floor so that each of you can share your final thoughts in terms of the panel, the pointers, or what else we want to discuss with the audiences. Please feel free to be creative and add. Share, Prashant, why don't we start with you?
Right. So see, what I think that the audience who might be listening to this particular content is into the CS world. Maybe they are into some kind of technical account management or post-sales life cycle management of the customers. So, we're going to be coming up with all new series set here. So this is just the beginning is what I wanted to add here. And we are doing it out of passion and with our experience, what we have spent with different companies and global customers. So my only input here for the audience is like, stay glued to it. And we're going to have a lot of fruitful content, which is going to be beneficial for you because how else you're going to learn unless we all share our experiences with each other. So that's my input to the audience.
Thank you, Prashant. Shankar, would you like to share something?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Prashant has captured it very nicely. I mean, I think we will, meet on a regular basis and share our thoughts. And we would love to hear your thoughts on what you would like this panel to talk about. And I think between us as a group here, we have lots of, experience with many things, and we're still learning. So if any CSM feels that they don't need to learn anything and they become experts at whatever they're doing, guess again. There's a very good chance you're wrong. So keep us on your favorite list, and we'll come back with more quality content for you.
Yeah. So any feedbacks on content like you wanted to hear, is great. Like we would be bringing in more expert panelists in the coming sessions. So stay tuned.